Hello, Cancer. You have a very intricate message today. Like, for sure. They want the animal spirit deck, which is like ancient mythology, Native American cards, and the Hush Tarot. What do you got going on under there? Pussy butt pie? Most likely. Okay, Cancer, what's going on? Ooh, the owl. Lovely. Look at that beautiful card. Just soaring into the energy. We've got sexual energy, darkness, and liberation. Wow. The owl is a nocturnal bird strongly associated with the moon and feminine energy. Lilith, a goddess... Lilith, the goddess, frequently represented as the owl, as was Adam's first wife before Eve. I didn't know he had a wife before Eve. I thought Adam and Eve were the first two people on Earth. I guess I didn't get that right. Although she was traditionally been associated with dark sexual energy, she is also powerful and liberating feminine symbol. We got a strong feminine energy up in here. Pelican. Ooh. It's like this. I gotta figure out how to hold the card. Wisdom, focus, self-sacrifice, and nurture. The story of the pelican relates to the bird that pierced her breasts with the beak in order to feed her babies with her blood. It's a self-sacrifice. Pelicans digest their food and regurgitate it for their young, embodying the symbolism of nurture. These huge beaks can hold large amounts of fish, symbolizing holding and imparting large amounts of wisdom. They're also known as protectors and are very sacred in Judaism. Okay. This is going to be a little fucked up, but that's majority of my readings. Okay, so I'm getting this song in my head called My Sacrifice by the band Creed. And if you listen to it, if you listen to their music, you will kind of hear him decipher that he made a sacrifice in order to get where he is right now. You hear a lot of people talking about it. Manson will talk about it. Eminem will talk about it. Yellow Wolf will talk about it. These sacrifices that they've had to make in order to get where they are in their celebrityism. Okay. I feel like, oh my God, this is probably what it was. Okay, so if it happens in a lucid with me, I believe that it happens with other people. You always hear those things that when you hear people talk about something and then they're like, that happened to you and it happened to them. And you're like, what the fuck are the odds that like I mentioned that and it happened to you? Because you always end up getting with people, okay, that have had the same things happen to them. Okay, which is why like humans are so fucking awesome, right? When you really think about how we connect with each other is fucking surreal and amazing. You almost think it's magic because it is magic because we're rarely magical inside. Okay, so the other day, okay, I believe like, okay, I did tell a story in the video before this in Gemini, how my stepfather impregnates me in this dimension and steals all my children and puts them up as like dolls. Like he uses them as like dolls. So I know that I've had like multiple births in other dimensions. I have menstrual cramps that resemble having pregnancy, like giving birth. I've had them medically checked, and there's like this small percentage of women that every cycle they have, their cramps are so bad that it actually mocks pregnancy, and like labor, actual labor pains. And I've had two very close friends of mine describe their labor to me, and I've been like, okay, so it's basically like the worst period that you've ever had. And they were like, yeah. One chick like just pushed her kid out like fucking, it was nothing. And she was like, they were awful cramps. She's like, don't like, she's like, don't get me wrong. She's like, but it was over like this. And she's like, and I could say that some of my periods were worse. So I know what I've been through. Plus I've medically been diagnosed with it. So I already know how bad I cramp out during menstrual cycles, which I know now that I've connected to giving births with in other dimensions. So this other day, my last period, it came early. Okay, so I was having all of a sudden this lucid, and I was in this dimension, and I was giving birth, and I was like having cramps at the time too, and my period was like still days away, so I couldn't really understand what was happening. And I'm like, why am I getting these cramps? And they were so intense. I ran and like grabbed my 400 Advil right away and was like just chugging the bottle, like, what the fuck is going on? This is not right. And then I laid down, okay, and these men came and started working on my apartment. This electrician and then all of a sudden my landlord showed up. So all of a sudden I had like 4 men in my apartment while I'm in my room. Okay, the doors closed and everything, having this like out of body fucking labor experience. And all of a sudden I'm in this dimension, and this woman, oh my God, she had like these black soaked ink fingers, and she had this like these horns and shit, and she grabbed my baby, was just about to come out, and she grabbed it and she coddled it in her arms, and she goes, my baby. And then she turned around, and there was this podium there, and there was all of these people there, all these people standing there, and she held up my baby, and she took a knife and she gutted it, and she let all the intestines and all the blood come spilling out, and she goes, our sacrifice. And then I remember I was like chained down, and I was chained down in this dimension, obviously having these kids for this dimension. And I broke free all of a sudden because they weren't paying attention. They were watching this ritual that was going on. So I broke free, and I flew. All of a sudden I was this dragon, and I flew, and I remember like these things all of a sudden started chasing me, and I was flying and flying and flying, and then finally my feet actually did this in real life. They all of a sudden cramped up. My feet were able to grab the tip of this world, and I pulled myself up. Like I was down like this, and I pulled myself up just in time, and they just missed me. And then I woke up, and I was out of the dream, and I was like, oh my God. And then I opened up the door, and there was just all these men here there. And I was like, thank God you were here, because like, I didn't tell them any of this. But then once they left, I told my sister, and I was like, you have no fucking idea what just happened. I was laying down. Like I had no idea you were all in here. Like I just like passed out, just left my body. And she was like, what? So I just forgot I was doing a reading. Oh my God, that was fucked. Okay, so this energy, something has had you making self-sacrifices for them. Oh my God, see, there's no fucking way I would have pulled that. Actually, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of decks I probably could have pulled that out, but the spirits wanted to speak, because as I'm pulling this message out, I also have to stay protected, right? I have to make sure my guards and my shields and my shit is up, so then these energies don't get a hold of me, because if they know that I'm helping, then I get attacked a lot, right? Because I'm here helping people who are being viciously attacked and I have no idea. Hence why they're being attacked. And I'm getting that. Now all of a sudden I'm still getting that Creed song, my sacrifice. You made a sacrifice. Oh my God. And look what's on the bottom of the deck. It was the Lovers in reverse. And look at there. Isn't that a pelican right there? It could be a stork, but I'm taking that as the pelican. Oh my God, that's you. That's the Lovers in reverse. That's the owl. And then there's the stork. That's the sacrifice. It like literally just came out in the cards. Oh, there's the 3 of Pentacles with the 7 of Cups in reverse, the Moon in reverse, Temperance upright. And then we've got the 4 of Cups in reverse with Death. And there's Strength. I gotta take it. It's kind of like popping out. 9 of Cups. Yeah. What? Oh my God. See what happens when energy shifts? These readings come out that are like monumental things happening with energy in the collective. Like these storms have just like tripped energy up, you know? It's like it's brought things alive that have been dormant for fucking years and just been sitting there waiting to be released. Okay, so there's the Lovers in reverse. So there's the sexual energy that has been going into some type of darkness that you're now being liberated from, okay? Your sacrifices have gone farther than you think, okay? Oh, 2 of Wands. Like, this is you being able to break free and choose a new direction. It's almost like whatever my dreams are, it helps depict the energy that's going on, because there are so many people that have been used. And that's what I do. If I'm exposing this, that means that you are, or somebody around you, okay, or somebody that's going to watch this is under this type of energy and is now going to be liberated from it, because I wouldn't be doing this if it was all about me. I'm sorry, but my channel would be going nowhere. Okay, I'd be doing these readings and fucking nobody would be watching them, right? I would have no subscribers. I'd be going nowhere. But we're moving. Realize it's moving small, and it's moving in very, very slowly, but it's moving, because it's hard to get the people that are on these trains. Okay, these trains are hard to find because they're hidden. Okay, so now you're able to use and utilize this energy that's happening to be able to get out of something that's so dark, that's been forcing you to sacrifice, okay, for it and not your life. So it seems like you've got this new group of friends, okay, that are coming in, these birds that are coming in to help reveal why you have been so confused, perhaps, about why no one's coming around you. Maybe you don't have friends and you're very isolated and you're very alone and you don't understand why. And it's because you're trapped. You're trapped and someone's using you just to work 24/7. How can you have friends? How can you have a life, right? It's like constant mental abuse, right? It's stealing your mental completely, right? So and it's something that is so it's so orchestrated that it's been hidden from you, but it's been hidden in plain sight, but you can't see it because they've stopped you from being able to access yourself because of this depressive state of nobody being around you. So that's ending. That's why Death appeared. Okay, so there's those eggs in the bottom there, and there's a new hatch, which means something new has broke surface. Okay, and that's why Temperance is here. Clearly, you've demonstrated cool, calm, and collective in a very stressful and dark state. Okay, and you can't help but not be praised for that, because a lot of times people get put in these situations and they turn very dark and they turn very unnatural. Okay, so with the King of Swords in reverse, it's a lie to say that you haven't acquired skills along the way and that you are not smarter than what these people are saying. I just saw 420 on the old grill there, which means, like, I mean, you could smoke a lot of weed and people just say that you're fucked, you know, like, oh, she smokes too much weed, or he smokes too much weed, don't listen to him, he's off in fucking la la land. Do you realize that, like, it kind of sucks, because weed is like so grounding, and the medicinal purposes of it, they don't make you retarded. They like take pain away from you. They allow me to eat. Like, I am nauseous all day because I have Crohn's disease. My stomach is not okay anymore. And if I don't smoke weed, I don't eat. If I can't smoke weed, I can't live, because I can't take pills anymore. Pills are what's giving me worse Crohn's disease, right? So it's like, you got to realize that like medicinally, like people who smoke weed, just because they smoke weed doesn't mean they're stupid. Okay? It doesn't mean they're stupid. Like, I don't know if somebody just pegged you as an idiot. Like that was the wrong thing to do. Okay. Taking this, that's what it was. Oh my God. Like, you probably do not have kids in real life. And it's because the universe said that you were never going to be like this. The universe didn't say it. This person said it. Okay. This lover in reverse that claimed that they loved you. They took something over from you and said that you weren't to have kids in this life because you weren't a parent. You weren't going to be mature enough to have kids. So the universe was like, somebody answered. Okay, somebody answered the call. I don't really know who did, but obviously the moon. And then it shifted your life in some way by listening to this person that had some type of control over you. They could have married into your family. They could have married into the role. Like, your parents could have died and they were like the godparents or something like that. And they just totally changed the course of your life. And they were not supposed to. That was not their job to do. Okay. And taking the ability to have your own children away from you. Oh, I don't. Thing is that everybody has free will, and even the stupidest people are allowed to have children. It doesn't matter. It's your right as a male and as a female. It's your right with your sexual organs. It's your right. And for anybody to take that away from you in any way, maybe you were never even going to have kids. Maybe that was never even your choice. What if you talked about it a million times? It doesn't matter, right? It was still like, okay, well, I'm allowed to dream. I'm allowed to think that maybe I'm going to. What if I become a step parent and I do inherit kids? Like, how can you say I'm just not going to be a parent? And they were like, well, they can't deliver in this world then. They took away your ability to be able to give birth in this life. That is not. No. So there's the Page of Cups. So that's what has to come in again. Okay. So they took that seed away from you, because the Ace of Cups honestly can be a pregnancy. Okay. They took that away from you, and that's why it comes in again. So you might be like rethinking, should I have kids? Like, I read this thing on Indeed yesterday. They actually have an Indeed ad for foster parents. You must be able to take between 1 and 4 children, and it says between $2,000 and $8,000 a month. And I knew somebody back in the day whose stepmother always fostered kids. And she told me how much she was getting for each. She was getting like $2,000 for each kid. And she put them all in one room and really didn't treat them that good. But I mean, my friend was really nice, so she treated them like brothers and sisters. But she often noticed her stepmother really didn't give 2 shits about them. But I don't know, maybe you're thinking about all of a sudden fostering. Like, because I even looked, I was like, what are the requirements to be a foster kid? Because it was said you have to be able to be on call 24/7. And I was like, well, I can be on call 24/7. Like, I don't really do anything. Like, I'm trying to find a job. I don't know if I'm going to get one, so I don't really know what's going to happen. So I actually looked at the requirements, but I didn't actually know I thought they just needed like a foster parent that just had to come on the scene of something and like support a child for 10 hours, and like kids are like a court liaison or something like that, like that's what I thought they were looking for until I read the ad and I was like, yo, there are ads for foster parents on a job recruitment site. That is fucked to think of fostering as a job, but I guess some people do. They want the income. Some people do it because they want to truly do it. They want to be a parent and they didn't get the chance. Other people do it because they want the money. There are good and bad out there, clearly, with this reading. So that seed comes back in, or the idea, like, I really think I can do this. And then is that the 6 of, the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, okay. The 6 of Pentacles with the 9 of Cups and Strength. with the world in reverse. So somebody that stopped the world for you, stopped this world for you. Now it's in reverse. Now it starts again. Like, this is why 50 and 60-year-olds get pregnant and they're like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I wanted to have my kid my whole life, gave up on it, and now all of a sudden I'm 55 and I'm having a kid. This is that shit. This is why that happens. Because if somebody took an opportunity away from you, but you still want it, you're still like, well, if it comes into my life, I would still take care of it. Then the world is like, here's your fucking chance. This soul's been waiting for you forever. Right? It's like, I'm getting the goosebumps. Wow. I did not expect that energy to just like turn so quickly into something so good. Wow. Okay. So 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Oh my God. I'm getting my old trailer park. This is going to be so good. Okay. It's like the nostalgia when I think about that park because of like all the awesome things that we did behind our parents' backs. I'm like, I get so happy because I'm like, oh my God, do you remember when we stole the boat? We fucking drove across the lake and we got smokes because we weren't fucking old enough to get smokes in town because it was the only fucking convenience store and they knew our parents. Like, oh, the things. Oh, we went up on the mountain and smoked hash. Some of the greatest things, I think one of the very first dudes that I ever met felt me up there. That was one of my very first experiences. Oh my God, this is going to be great. You see what happens? This shit. And it's like when something has happened to you and it wasn't supposed to happen because it wasn't, the universe didn't just, at least the flies landed on my forehead this time and not my eyeballs, right? When the universe, when they know, like all of a sudden they've got wind, like, this person hasn't had a kid yet. This person doesn't have a family yet. Are you fucking kidding me? We've been holding on this whole time thinking that they had this life because they were pushing out kids left, right, and center, but I didn't realize they were pushing them out to somebody in a different dimension that didn't love them. Right? It's like sometimes the universe has got to get caught up, like they don't know everything that happens. Like they get, the letter in or the message in that something's happening that's, for you. And because they don't get the message themselves, they think that it's happening because you want it to. And really, that's not the case. So all your wishes come true. It's like, 6, get away from me. I don't understand this. Flies all up in my grill. They were leaving me alone for so long, and now all of a sudden, they can't leave me alone. Like the 6 of Pentacles, I don't know if all of a sudden, the universe is just going to like rain down money. But like money just comes in, and you're like, oh, okay, I like that. And then these wishes start coming in and you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to say no to that. And then poof, all your strength comes back. And then you just like transform into this, like, I just heard sexual being. So clearly they've taken like your sexual appetite away from you, which is maybe why all of a sudden like you and your husband just spark this like huge thing back up again, and then that's when you get pregnant, right? It's like something sparks from you because suddenly this balance comes back. It just all trickles in. It just all just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, okay, so this is me. This is definitely my energy. This definitely happened. I definitely made the sacrifice, and now it's coming back. Because, I mean, let's face it. If somebody would have come up to you and said, hey, by the way, I'm going to trap you in the underworld and we're going to rape you all the time so then you have babies for us. And we really like the cut of your jibs. So we want your DNA and you can't really do anything about it. And, does that seem fair? Do you think you would have been like, oh, yeah, sign me up? Or would you have been like, over my dead body, am I getting tied up in some fucking voodoo bullshit world where you steal kids from me and rape me and think that that's a good time for me? Right? Like, I really don't think you would have been that stupid, right? So somebody did something fucked up, and now they're gonna pay the consequences of that shit. Because when you do that, when you take somebody's will away, like, that's why such great things come to people who wait. Great things come to people all of a sudden in their older ages because they just had a fucking war of a life that they just went through and lived that they didn't have to. But if somebody didn't whisper some bullshit voodoo spell behind their back to some fucking father that listened to them, right? It's like, ooh, people make really bad decisions, and guess what? It's all gonna come back around. Break off! I'm gonna go crazy with these flies. I think I'm gonna go buy myself some fly traps. I should get some Venus fly traps. I think they have those around, actually. Oh, she would eat so much if I put one of those in here. Maybe I think I might get a Venus fly trap. But the flies are gonna be gone soon, and then what do? Do you just water them? Do they have to eat? Are they like animals? I'm gonna have to look that up. That'd be fucking dope to get one of those all up in my energy. And where I do this, she can just bite and eat all the energy, bad energies around. Like, yo, an idea might just sparked right there. Like I said, I don't really know what the seed is. Maybe all of a sudden you're just going to start planting a lot of fucking seeds, like plant-wise. You know, like, I don't know what they made you do in another realm for them. You know, like, I don't know what abilities they took away from you here and robbed you of here. So I don't know what this baby is. Like, I don't know if it's an actual baby, if it's a puppy. Maybe you're supposed to be a breeder. You know, maybe we're supposed to have the purest fucking German Shepherd dogs around and make beautiful puppies and make money that way. Like, and it was robbed from you because the dog was robbed from you. Like, I don't really know. Like, that's what I mean. It's kind of up for like interpretation, you know, like you can mix around the energy. You can be like, okay, well now, like you said that, I can fit that into this, or this, right? Anyways, awful reading, but good ending message. Like, can't really understand how good it ended so awesomely and quickly. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you want personal reading, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com, or visit the about section. I kind of say like what I do. You know, I really only offer like 2 types of readings, and if you want some cards pulled, you can always just email me. I set my own individual prices, so it doesn't really matter. If not, just enjoy the channel and its freeness. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know, if it does not resonate, do not take it. Do not confuse yourself. Tarot can get overwhelming. It can get addictive. You can start watching it and think that everything is about you, and it's not. Be very careful, okay? It's not a substitute for like therapy, all right? Like, you got to take care of yourself. So take care of yourself out there. And if you want a reading, like I said, you can get a hold of me. If not, we'll see you around the channel. Peace out.